Okay guys, this is Jacob Schmitt with deerhuntingschool.com. In this video here, I'm just going to look over a couple soil samples here, explain to you what's important and kind of what it is and what's going on here in this on these soil samples. Now I have two soil samples. One is a clover plot, you see here, and the other one is a soybean plot. Okay, now these two plots, and I want to you guys to understand this because I've seen in forums and things like that and in other videos where guys say, well, my food plot's, so many miles away from my house and I tested the soil at my house and there can't be that much difference. And I've also seen guys say, well, I tested a food plot, a mile down the road. I'm just going to use the same stuff on this food plot. Guys, these two food plots touch each other. And there's huge difference in the nutrients in the soil, and there's a big difference in the pH. Okay, so what's important on these to understand is your soil pH is probably the most important thing, because without the correct soil pH, the plants can't pull the nutrients out of the soil anyways. These are the nutrients that are in the soil here that's going to matter. You see here the phosphorus, it's a optimal almost to the high side, and then the potassium here. Okay, and in this particular rotation, we have clover, and then brassica. Okay, now you notice it doesn't need any nitrogen. This is nitrogen, and then the P here is your phosphorus, and then the K is your potassium, and you can see that up here. And if you're looking on a fertilizer bag, how you know them numbers, the first number, you'll have three numbers on fertilizer. You'll have one number here, and then you'll have a slash, and then you'll have the second number, then you'll have a slash, and then the third number. And that's what these numbers are. The first number is your nitrogen. That's not a very good N, but anyways, it's actually a horrible N. But anyways, that's supposed to be an N. So the first number is nitrogen. Second number is your P, which is your potassium. Third number is your K here. Okay, and that's what the numbers are. And they're just going to be separated just like that. So anyways, this food plot here is asking for 50 pounds per acre of my P, which is my phosphorus. And this one here is asking for, 285 pounds of K per acre, which is potassium. Okay. Now, one thing I want you to notice, this is fertilizer credits here. This is important as well if you do any crop rotation or whatever, because you have clover, and in the third year you notice brassica, okay, on this. And brassicas use nitrogen, but what's unique about clover and any other legumes is they actually put nitrogen in the soil. So over these past 2 years, this clover is going to put, in the next 2 years, this clover is going to put 90 pounds of nitrogen into the soil. So then, this is what I need to apply, okay, nutrients to apply here, and you'll notice that I only need to put in 30 pounds of nitrogen because of the fertilizer credit. So that's important there as well. And then your lime requirements, very, very important. You'll see down here, and some soil samples may be a little different than this. But they're all going to be the most important thing. Your most important thing are the nutrients you need to put in, your fertilizer credits if you're doing crop rotation, and then what you need to apply, okay? And then, your pH. And you can see that as well here, that this is very low here, and then here's your pH number, okay? That's what's really important. And then you just want to know how much fertilizer to put down and how much lime to put down, and this is what it tells you. So this is calling for 12 tons per acre of 69 lime, and it's 9 tons of 89 lime. Okay, so I'm going to just go to the second food plot here, and remember guys, these are touching. The only difference, this is a soybean plot. These two food plots are touching. The other one, the clover plot's only about 1/5 of an acre. This one is an actual 1 acre food plot. So the things that's important here, the pH, same thing, it's important. One thing though I want you to notice, the pH is a lot higher in this food plot than it was in this food plot here, okay, and they're touching, and that's extremely important. So if you think you have a food plot a mile away from somewhere else you've done the soil sample, believe you me, it could possibly be the same, but it's most likely not. Now you want to notice organic matter in this food plot is a lot higher than the other one, and I forgot to talk about that. That's important there. When you have high organic matter, you're going to have a lot more nutrition in the soil. And the reason this has so much higher organic matter, this food plot used to be a horse pasture, so you got a lot of horse manure and stuff like that into the soil and stuff. So you notice the phosphorus here, it's extremely high. It goes plumb into extremely high. And then the potassium here, it's very high. But I want you to notice here my nutrient needs. Even though this is very high and almost extremely high, it's still calling for 20 pounds of potassium. Okay. Now, what's important about these soil samples is most guys, they just go and they buy whatever cheap fertilizer they can get, and they may get some lime. A lot of guys just skip the lime. I would rather put the lime down and skip the fertilizer, because the plants literally cannot physically pull the nutrients out of the soil if the pH is too low. They just can't not do it. So you can put down all the fertilizer you want, and it just doesn't do any good. So your main thing, make sure you get the lime correct. And you notice this one here, the lime that is required is 6 tons. It's only half of the other one. And one thing that has an effect on that is your buffer pH, and that's something else you can't tell without a soil sample. And then it's 4.5 tons per acre of 88, 89 lime. Okay, so just real quick to recap this here, guys, wine is so important because here in this particular case, most guys just run down and buy whatever fertilizer is available. They'll put nitrogen on here, and it doesn't need nitrogen and actually hurts it. And guys, I have a video of this. Just look on my channel, look at fertilizing clover food plot, and that'll explain the difference in the fertilizer and how you get fertilizer with no nitrogen and how you come up with the correct numbers to apply and stuff like that. So a guy would fertilize this and actually do a little good because he'd get a little of the nutrients he needs, and probably skimp on the lime. Most guys would skimp on the lime, or they would put nowhere near enough lime on this food plot. Okay, while this one here, they may actually get the amount of lime that they need here, but they're going to most likely spend quite a bit of money putting fertilizer down on a 1 acre food plot, because this one is 1 acre. While this food plot here is only 1/5 of an acre. So they're not going to spend a whole lot putting fertilizer down here, and they need some fertilizer on this one. But then here they're going to spend a lot of money putting fertilizer when they don't even need any fertilizer. And this food plot here, you could skip the first year and not put any fertilizer whatsoever, and then just put 40 pounds the second year on this particular food plot, because it has plenty of nutrients in the soil. Okay, so guys, it's important to do soil samples on every food plot that you have. They can actually save you money, and you can, most places, get soil samples done for free, at your local extension service. They'll usually do soil samples for free, and then basically you just tell them what you're going to plant, and they're going to come back with your nutrient requirements and stuff just like this here. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video here. Check out deerhuntingschool.com for more tips, information, things like that on deer hunting. Have a good day, and bye-bye.